everybody? This is your girl, Miss Terrell. Thank you so much for stopping by my channel, Esteemed Queen Mentality. Be sure that you like, share, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell down below so that way you get to know when I post all of my tea talks. If you're interested in our warrior community, you are more than welcome to come and join us over on our in our warrior community on Patreon. If you're interested in the dream entrepreneurship webinar, it is available in the warrior community, so you don't have to wait on a date. As of today being the 11th of February, you don't have to wait for a date. You can just simply join the warrior community. You have full access to all of the resources, dream manuals for that entrepreneurship webinar. Shouts out to Foothill College in California. They just did some things with me recently. Be sure that you head over to Bluehorn TV. I will be doing an interview with them later on this month in regards to entrepreneurship. Today is Thursday, so today is our weekly meetup for our Tea Talk Book Club, which is over in the Warrior community. And we're also on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. So other than that, I think I got all of my church announcements out the way. No, I don't. Shouts out. Yo, let me tell you. When I posted my last video, I literally was in shock because I think this is my previous video entitled The Lessons Learned. That was just like overnight, the numbers just skyrocketed. And for me, I did not know what I said. I don't know how I said it, and I sure enough don't know the keywords that I used, but I'm damn sure gonna go back and look, because I was very shocked to know that that video had just as many reviews as what my how to level up video did. So I want to definitely give big shouts out to everyone over there in Paris, France, the Ukraine, Russia. Y'all are awesome, okay? Y'all tea talking Miss Terrell is international. It's crazy. It's crazy. I've gotten so much love and respect for my channel and my content, and I'm very humbled. I'm very, very humbled. I am. It definitely motivates me that I'm able to at least reach one. You feel me? So it just simply means that I'm on the right track. So I'm hoping I'm able to help everyone, and I'm praying and hoping that everyone's on the right track as well. So get your water, get your wine, get whatever it is that you're sipping on, honey, sip it and get it close, because we need to have a tea talk. Shouts out to the folks in the warrior community on Facebook. Y'all be coming through with these questions, and they're questions that I can honestly say from experience I can answer. I had a fellow warrior contact me, and so we had a conversation, and she was just like, it's interesting because you don't really see me with a bunch of people. I'm introvert. I'm very to myself, but at the same time I can be very vivid and excited and animated. So needless to say, being yourself really don't fly with a lot of people who don't know how to do that if there's not someone around to push them to, okay? So it's more or less, there's going to be some people that come in your life to not necessarily be like, oh, well, they're jealous of you. No, they're in competition with you. So they gonna come off feeling like they gotta do the utmost just to make it seem as if you losing, but yet they talking and standing in the same place, and you going on by your business. You know what I'm saying? When you get older and you become more mature, you realize certain there's just gonna be some people that are just trifling minded. I'm sorry, and they're gonna make you feel some type of way because that's how they feel. And instead of them fixing it, they put it on you, and then they feel better. Okay. All right. We gonna talk about this. Cause I've been through this, I know about this, and so the warrior said, you have your own way of doing things, yeah, and it doesn't bother you about what other people say, yeah. Well, how do you come off so unbothered? Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about how to live unbothered. At least these are the steps. These are the practices. These are the physical assessments, the mental assessments, emotional assessments, spiritual assessments that I use to be able to I rock my own boat. You feel me? When you're focused, it's really hard for someone to tell you about you. Okay, first thing is first, when you don't care or pay any mind to other people's opinions, you will seem like you're unfazed. That is being unbothered. I don't need your opinion to validate who I am, and I don't welcome it the first. Because see, even though it may come off as criticism, it's coming off as unwanted, unnecessary, and uninvited advice. And at the end of the day, if that is your opinion, the best thing about opinions is you can keep them to yourself. Because if they weren't warranted, then don't act as if like I summoned it from you. You feel me? People, there's people who don't like the fact of you don't need their criticism to carry who you are. And people like that, they have a warped mindset. They have a very under-nurtured mentality. You know what I'm saying? You got to understand there's going to be some seasons you're going to plant seeds and them motherfuckers is not going to grow. And those are those people. So in order for your crop to continue to keep going, you're going to have to understand that those bad seeds, not so much you got to dig them up, but at the end of the day, it's just like if they're bad seeds, they're bad seeds. Ain't nothing you can do with them. Bad seeds don't grow. They do the complete opposite. So, your opinion and that bad seed got something in common. It can go somewhere else. So, the next thing that I told her was, it's really easy to have a trial and tribulation that comes into your life. And I mean, you're mad. You're to a point you punching holes in walls. I hope not. But still, it can make you, it can really make you upset. You know what I'm saying? It can really, really make you upset. And at the end of the day, after the obstacle has been presented to you, what is it that you're going to do with that obstacle? Are you going to allow it to defeat you, or are you going to defeat it? You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to pick a side and you got to stick with it. You got to roll with it. And a lot of times, we don't look at it as like adversity is coming to help us be bigger and stronger. We look at it as it's something that's getting in the way. And the one thing you have to understand when it comes to you trying to live unbothered is the fact of, if you know damn well 9 times out of 10 and twice on Sunday, you can handle it, you can take care of it, and you can be grateful in the moment for the things that you do have to be able to handle it and move on. I guarantee you, when you challenge adversity and you accomplish it and you dominate, it's going to be one of those type things like, have you ever learned a lesson? You learned a lesson. It's not going to come back and creep up on you. You know what I'm saying? Only failed tests come back around. Only failed seasons come back around. When you don't do right, it's going to come back around. Okay? If you don't do things correctly in the order it's supposed to be done, you having to do the work twice will come back around. But when you do what you're supposed to, just like we say in the book that we're talking about in our book club, when life seems to be going right, everything seems as if like it's enjoyable. You know what I'm saying? So understand that when you feel that, that's you being unbothered because you're doing something right. When things don't seem to be that heavy on you, that's because you have control. And a lot of times people don't understand there is peace in control. This is how standards is created. And when you have standards, it's almost like if you're going to go pre-qualify for a vehicle. And can't nobody sit here and tell me that they can't do that, because everybody has credit to go and buy a car. So there's going to be certain things that's going to pre-qualify you. There's going to be certain things that's going to deny you. And one thing that's going to be permitted when it comes to being unbothered is you have control. Either you decided to decrease what was on your plate, or you decided to enrich what was on your plate. But you don't ever increase it if you don't know if you can handle it yet. Stick to what you know and then move on. When you move on, you don't need nobody else's opinion. You don't, your dreams do not live in a gated community of other people. Bump them. Go ahead and do what you want to do. Okay? So, that brings me to number 3. And I had to learn this because it's a very hard lesson to learn when you're a people pleaser. It was a hard lesson for me to learn when I was in the midst of working on myself and going through my seasons. I didn't have an easy time understanding where I belonged. If you were to read my memoir, The Black Sheep Shadow, I had a hell of a time of positioning who I am and what I was and what I was growing to be anywhere. I just couldn't understand why it was so difficult for me to identify myself. And truth be told, to be honest with you, I'm going to be completely transparent when I say this. I wasn't even supposed to make it past birth. So maybe that was something that was, intertwined with my mindset as to trying to figure out where I fit in. No one had hope. So therefore, how is it that, you see a hope for something that you don't even want, So needless to say, I got to a point where it's just like, when you decide that you want to go out there and live for yourself, you will realize there's going to be a lot of things in life that is just not going to be about you. Okay, the good thing about that is that if it doesn't include you, don't worry about it. Don't worry about things that don't include you. If they over there suffering and they know damn well when they signed that contract they had to continue to pay a bill every month and they decide to neglect it, they want to come over here and say A, B, C, D, E, F, G to you, how they need this, how they need that. Oh, you seem so at peace. So, we think we got some money to help us. No. It's just, it don't have nothing to do with me. You know what I'm saying? I wish the best for you. I'll be a friend to help you pack, but you got to find somewhere else to stay. You feel me? So I have, you have those times in life where it really tests exactly how in control you are of what it is that you feel, what it is that you know, and what it is that you can do. And when you live within all of those perimeters that you set for yourself, you're not going to go out here and do so much so where you're agitated, irritated, and annoyed. You're not going to do it. Because where's the peace in that? The peace is when you're unbothered, not when you go looking for shit to bother you. You know what I'm saying? If things in life don't have proper placement, it's just people ain't going to be nothing but an infestation of problems. Trust me. So when you live unbothered, you're self-sufficient. You don't rely on anybody else's negativity, criticism, or opinions personally to get you to where you want to be. You know what I'm saying? Things like when people be like, oh, you'll never find someone like me. Duh, that's the point of me leaving you. You know what I'm saying? When people say things like, oh, well, you'll never be the next. You're right, because I'm trying to be bigger than that. Appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to understand at some point, you don't have to say a lot to make it be known that you're living how you want to. And if it's being in peace and unbothered, that means you're doing something right. And a lot of people don't like that. A lot of people don't like the fact of who you are and how hard you worked to be unbothered and in peace, that irritates other people's demons, and it irritates them as a whole, because they got the same 24 hours in the day you do. They just decided to go with what influences them the most to feel like they're living in the moment, not realizing they got a whole life to live for and in, and they just throw it away. There's going to be some people you just realize you just cannot save. But the one person that you can save is yourself. So if I'm going to save myself, I'm going to eat good. I'm going to sleep well. I'm going to continue to take care of my skin, my pet child. And we going to be good. We going to be all right. If I know I only have 2 spots in the boat and I already take one of them, who's going to be in the seat beside me? You know what I'm saying? You gotta let me tell you something. I think I said this one before. Imagine going from like an 8-seater vehicle down to a 2-seater. You're not going to be able to fit all of the same things in this smaller vehicle. You're not going to be able to have all that excess baggage like how you can have in that 8-seater. So at some point, you got to let some things go in order to fit into that little Camaro and that little 2-seater. You know what I'm saying? At some point, you gotta be strong enough to let go of certain things and grow with others for you to be able to see all that whatever life is to give you. And when you have less baggage, you can actually get into that 2-seater, enjoy your scenery, be unbothered, and be at peace. But it's all about what you're willing to let go of. And a lot of times, I'm going to say this and we're going to go on. A lot of times what we don't let go of is the very things that hold us down and we think the most about. Well, what if I leave it? Okay, then you left it. But you'll still be able to get into the vehicle. Like, I'm not going to pick old baggage over new beginnings. It's just, it don't work. If it was to work, it would still be here. But if it's not, just let it go. You know what I'm saying? Do you still have Barbie dolls from when you were 7, 8 years old and you in your 50s? Now, unless they collectibles, that's different. But I mean, literally, headed Barbies, you still got them. You still got them. And you probably in your 30s or your 40s, you still got them. Okay. Okay. It's all up to you. That's your business. Okay. But you do need to identify what matters and what isn't a concern for your mental management. If you know for sure you are a person that is about your shit, then everything that I've said in this video, you can be able to testify to. But if you haven't, then let's just go ahead and just say, look, it boils down to what you deserve. And what you deserve, the opposite, you're going to be willing to entertain less. So, y'all tell me what y'all think. Be sure that y'all like, share, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell if you're interested in any of the opportunities that I've spoke in the video, in the beginning of this video about. You can go over to our warrior community available on Patreon and get all of that information there. Until next time, y'all, be careful. Wash your hands, including your thumbs, bitch. And I will talk to y'all later. Bye.
The depths of the media sees no evil. Buildings crashing 9/11, no sake for the people. Children take to everything. Others willing to feel anything just to say they were there. Boyfriends, girlfriends, husbands, wives, domestic violence. Do you care? When the curtains close, your head hangs low. You're wishing someone was there. Just turn to me for relief. I know how you feel. I am you. You are me. We share symptoms of the black sheep. Aren't you aware?
This image, I remember howling winds, nights trying to hustle to 10 degrees, ash on my knuckles. Coke in my long john, sipping on the breast. A tall glass of liquor, clicker, please, who get a sip of this? Coke in my long john, slave to the sin. Call me young coke there if the cops try to frisk. I may get a grip, I may get a grip. 20s, lots of tails and some shrimp. I used to bump Wayne all day as a pimp. Now I'm past Wayne, Drake and going in.